and then the feeling will just decrease. Right? It won't sustain at any pitch. It only is sustained by your reaction. The moment you stop reacting to the feeling, it will settle down. Okay. So then the third noble truth is that as you let go of the clinging that causes suffering, so the suffering will decrease. Okay, and actually, of course, this has a long-term meaning in the sense of complete release from suffering, right? But even on a day-to-day basis, you can see this as you release from the worry patterns and the patterns of anger and greed that are building your suffering. So the emotional state that is the suffering decreases. It can't continue without your active involvement, right? So this is really important for people either volunteering or caught up in a crisis or disaster situation, because there are so many things affecting you from the outside. You know, if you're a victim, then your whole world has changed. Your house is flooded. You are worried about relatives and so on. If you're a volunteer, you have the tragedies of the people you are helping all around you. If you get emotionally caught up in all that, then you can't really be a wise and sensitive helper. So it's important to actually have a spiritual practice that matches the kind of situation you're in. And this helps you let go of the stresses as they build, and that lets you be much more sensitive and caring, and a much stronger resource. The kind of practice I think is appropriate is a sort of regular time for meditation. I think it's a good thing to meditate together as a team. You're working together as a team, so a good thing to meditate together. And then also linked with that, a chance to talk about feelings and what upsets us and so on, to share our feeling, help each other. And then of course, we talked early on about the importance of coming close to suffering. Actually, there's a really good thing about the pain or the suffering of anxiety and the suffering of stress, and it is that it alerts you. It's very clear. It sort of hits you, and it's if you ignore it, things will go on getting worse. But it gives you the chance to realize, something is wrong here. And then you know what to do. You can become mindful, be more aware of what you're doing, be aware that your emotion is building, and so you can release it. You know. So actually, it's rather like the red light on the dashboard of your car. So it's a very foolish driver who sees the red light and says, "Oh, I will not look at that," and puts some flowers over it, you know, to obscure it. That's very foolish. But much better to, when you see the red light, you know, there's a problem with the water, or there's a problem with the oil, and I should stop the car and check, right? So we should treat the experience, the feeling, the bad feeling of anxiety and stress, you know, the prickly feeling in the skin and so on. We should treat that as the signal that we need to become mindful. We need to become more aware of ourselves. Okay. And then another thing that's really important in situations of disaster and crisis, people get somewhat irritated and so on, and they can sort of make us feel a bit bad about ourselves, you know, and we feel a bit bad about them. So actually this is very normal, it shouldn't upset us, and there's a really good thing we can do that really is part of mindfulness. When we talk and when we practice, we may separate mindfulness and metta, but actually they belong together. As you let go of self, your awareness naturally is deeply caring and deeply and there's loving kindness there even before you cultivate it. So actually it's a really good thing to have a regular practice after mindfulness to give loving kindness to yourself and the people you remember from yesterday and all the people you will meet today. And that sort of helps underpin your attitude to the people that you will meet. Normally our attitude is a bit reactive. You know, if somebody treats us badly, we are a bit sort of negative to them. But the thing about metta is you give it freely, and you give it not because the other person, you like the other person. It doesn't matter if you like them or not. You give it because it is a good thing to do, and it feels right. And so that's something you need to contribute to the situation, and it's very helpful to others. Anything else? I'd like to ask?
Thank you.
Is that okay? Good.
Thank you.